What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Grandmaster, aka Potter. In today's video, I need to rebuild my shocks, and spoiler, it did not go 100% as planned. Looking at my Red Cat RDS, this was a ready-to-run kit. I personally did not build the shocks. I was doing some general cleaning on my car and took the springs off the shocks, and after, I noticed all of the struts were not rebounding properly or not at all. It was clear I needed to do a complete shock rebuild. I had planned on upgrading the springs at the same time during the rebuild, but also I was unsuccessful. I bought an MST spring set, but they are just barely too small and rubbed the column of the shocks, so I wasn't able to use them because they just weren't freely able to move up and down, but boy, they sure did look good. And now I know the Red Cat RDS stock shocks are big bore, so something like Topline or a Yokomo spring will work in the future. The stock RDS shock calls for a 20 weight oil in the front and 25 weight oil in the rear with a 6-hole piston in all four. I kept the 6-hole piston, but I used 15 weight Losi TLR shock oil because Team Associated wasn't available in the store I was at, and TLR oil apparently runs a little heavier than Team Associated, so I ran 15 weight in all four shocks. But I was originally thinking I was going to use two different spring rates and the same shock weight oil, but that wasn't possible the moment I realized I wasn't able to use the MST springs. But I continued. The stock RDS coils are the same in all four corners, so I was trying to change up the feel, which I still plan to do on the future with some kind of big bore spring kit, so I'll play around with spring rates and oil weights the next time. When I went to rebuild the shocks, I needed a shock holder, but instead of buying one, I took the 15 minutes and made a shock holder out of wood, and then I hit it with a flame finish afterwards, and I thought it looked pretty good for a quick DIY. It was a cool learning experience rebuilding the shocks, and the hardest part was unscrewing the shafts from the ball ends. In the future, I will definitely buy the specific grabbers. I tried using a cloth holding the shaft with pliers to unscrew, but I was unsuccessful. So instead, I saw a tip that I was able to grab the tip of the ball ends with some needle nose pliers and grab right on the threading. It was very sketchy and I do not recommend, but the rebuild went smoothly besides that. The shocks were operating night and day better. I did notice though one of the shocks had some rubbing and didn't fully rebound, but still operating better than before. I'm not sure what I should do. I might start by calling Red Cat customer support and see what they suggest, but I think it's the hard plastic finisher O-ring on the outside causing the rubbing, so it could maybe be the soft O-ring inside, but just based on how it feels, I just don't think that's possible. I'm learning a lot and progressing in the hobby, which is my main goal. Overall, I had fun. Like I said, it was a great learning opportunity, and I'm looking forward to progressing and upgrading to the new spring set and different oil weight and really seeing how much I can dial in the suspension on the Red Cat RDS. So I hope you found this video informational or entertaining. I'll see you in the next one, and remember, never stop evolving.